presidents in the past have said all is fine. Presidential historian Doug Wead wonders whether you're talking Republican or a Democrat. There's so much we don't know, and that's kind of our history, isn't it?
It certainly is our history. FDR had polio. The American people didn't know about it. JFK had Addison's disease. Robert Dallack's excellent book exposed just how damaging it was. He took a wide assortment of drugs, went through depression, but we didn't know about that in advance. We elected them not knowing their health issues. And of course, presidents are like the rest of us, they get ill. Eisenhower had heart attacks while he was in office. Richard Nixon had pneumonia, was hospitalized for a week in July of 1973. So they get sick like all the rest of us, and we wish Hillary well, but the campaign has really gone to some extraordinary lengths to hide her health issues, and that only makes people all the more curious and nervous.
You know, but I wonder, what is the procedure here when you hear of something like this, and if we were to go back in time and know the severity of JFK's battle with Addison's disease, should we or could we have had pause? And what do you do during a campaign in that event? What's the point where people worry to the point where, hey, this is something we have to watch? What does a party do, whether it's Republicans or Democrats? I mean, the closest thing I can think of is when McGovern replaced Senator Eagleton after discovered he had shock treatment with Sergeant Shriver. That was the closest I can think of during a race. But what is the rule?
Yeah, there's different, you raised two different things. What would happen in the White House, what would happen in a campaign. Article 2, Section 7 of the Democrat National Committees of their own document, it describes how they would replace it. You mentioned 1972, McGovern, he appointed his vice presidential nominee, Thomas Eagleton, a senator, and 2 weeks after he named him, we learned that Senator Eagleton didn't have a blood clot on the brain like Hillary Clinton, but he had electroshock therapy for depression. That became a big issue, and what drove it, what we have to watch in the next few days, what drove it was the doctors in the United States. Doctors began commenting on that. There became a cacophony of voices, and McGovern had to actually release Eagleton from the ticket because of it.
But is there a procedure in place? When I hear Cokie Roberts and people like that talk about whisperings among some that if this is more severe than we're told, and most are positive, in fact, they don't think and hope it is, but that how do they find a sub in a quick switch? They go on the right or the left.
They go to the Democrat National Committee or the Republican National Committee, and they actually have votes. Now, they tend to go the way that the head of the ticket says because Hillary owns those. They're invested in her, and she's invested in them. So if she's going to withdraw, which isn't likely to happen, she's going to say you're going to Tim Kaine or you're going to Elizabeth Warren. Whatever she says will likely hold sway. But legally, technically, they have their own vote, and they can vote as long as there's a quorum. And Donna Brazile, that very bright, cheerful, brooding face you see on ABC, will have the power to help control the committee in their making of that decision. But it's not likely to go there.
Doug, I always learn a lot from you here. We're not wishing anyone. We just want to know, is there a procedure in place for this?
That's right.
It's unprecedented. We do know now that Bill Clinton